pleased to have with us Teener ball team and the coach. Coach, do you want to come forward and tell us a little bit about the experience and what has happened?
Sure. My name's Ted Allwine. It's nice to see you guys in this kind of capacity. Just a little bit about this group here. So often you hear so much of the bad and negativity about today's youth. This group that sits behind me totally dispels that stereotype of what today's youth is about. Some of these kids play together, throughout the season on their own teams. Majority of them mesh together, and the bonds that they formed that quickly are something they're going to remember the rest of their life. It's not even about how they went up there and won like that. I saw some special things with this group, and the community of Huntington, where we played our state tournament at, fell in love with this group. They really did. They couldn't tell us that until after the tournament. But guys, you left a mark with that community up there, just with the class and respect you conducted yourselves with. And that's something to be commended. Just from the little things where you guys pitched in, helping during rain delays when you weren't called upon, to the respect you showed the VFW commissioners up there when they were telling you their stories, to just the overall respect you gave even their concession stand workers up there. Everything was nothing but positive with this group, and I think that they should be applauded for that situation, and I appreciate that you guys are recognizing them for this. So my hat's off to this group. They deserve every kudo and accomplishment they get going forward, and I just hope you guys build off of this, not just as a ball player, but as a person in general, and continue to grow and lead your community and help out, and just bring the rest of your peers along with you. Don't follow the peer pressure of today and get into trouble. I had a joke about earlier, don't go up to the third floor. I don't want to see any of you up there. I don't want to see mug shots in the papers. I don't want to see you guys getting into trouble with the law. So, and you guys are on the right step, so I appreciate that, and that's pretty much all I have. Great group of kids, they really are.
We're, as commissioners, we're very involved in the correctional facility and justice in the community, and we certainly don't want to have any of them as tenants somewhere down the line, and I'm sure that won't happen. So thank you very much for first of all, for your service for coaching these boys.
I do it for them.
They follow the example of the folks that lead them. You have assistant coaches?
One of them's back here, Scott Hargett back here, the Lebanon hat, and my other three had to work today.
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And to show you the dedication of that group, we found out about this fairly recently, about we were going to be doing this and stuff. Every kid, or man I will say, is here today with the exception of one that's on vacation, two that has football obligations, and the last one is working. So every other kid got themselves up this morning, which is hard for someone at that age, and made sure that they were here and available to you guys. So I think it says a lot about their dedication. So much bad is on in the world today, and this is something good you get to see.
Well, I must say that a lot of this stuff doesn't happen by accident, and I see great support from the family here.
Yes.
The parents and other relatives, and that expression of support is vital to keeping kids on the right path. So it's not an accident that they're doing so well with this kind of support. And that's really heartwarming for me to see that as a parent myself and so on. But it's just good to have everybody here for such a good cause and honoring the good work that they've done. So it's all good. Thank you.
So we have certificates for each of the players.
Okay.
The commissioners will present. Could you just take a moment though and talk about the season, or talk about the championship, and
Sure.
just a little bit of a comeback story, I guess?
Yeah. So it was in Huntington, PA, where we went. We really back up a little bit. We played our area tournament here, and this group of kids played well. They didn't lose a game. Played well the whole way through that. We go to state tournament, and it's about a 2-hour ride, I guess, we took up there. And I'll attribute this to it. There's two things that happened caused us to lose our first game. We bunch of the kids were playing blitzball, which is a form of wiffle ball. I think that affected them greatly. And secondly, I don't like to normally single out one player losing a game, but Lewis, you lost that game for us.
You're a mind.
That's okay. Well, when I tell you this, we had a little mascot that we carried here throughout our season. We had a little Jobu doll, for those of you who've seen the movie Major League, and he failed to bring him with for that game. So I didn't find that out until afterwards. I thought it was just poor coaching, but we're going to blame it on him. But we did it. We put ourselves in the loser bracket immediately, lost that first game, and that's when this team kicked it into overdrive and did what they do best and supported themselves, came through with clutch, timely hits, well defensively played, and most of all, like, they never once got down on themselves. And Coach Scott back here can back me on that. You're playing with a group of all-star kids here. Everybody wants to play. There were numerous times where I would, sub a kid in or out, and not once did I hear any kind of feedback as to why can't I play? I should be the one in here. Never once. I would go, hey, blah 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 is batting for you. Sounds good, coach. And he'd be the first one there cheering that group on. So that's what kind of camaraderie, I believe, is what led to them winning that state title up there. The fact that it was no me and that team, it was all about us. They supported each other. They've won many games. And as we started getting that train rolling, we started joking about one more domino to fall. Kept playing a game of dominoes with this group, and 6 games over 3 days is a pretty impressive feat for any team to do. And for them to do that and start winning those games fairly handily towards the end was pretty impressive. And on a side note, and I don't normally like to bring any of this, it was extremely special for myself to get to do this. I had my son play with me this year, so to win a state title with my son was pretty special.
Which one's your son?
Mr. Blaine over here.
Very impressive.
What made it incredibly special, my other assistant coach, his son plays on the team, Julian. Coach Scott back here, 27 years, first state title he's ever won.
Aw.
My third and first base coach were father-son. First state title they got to win. So it was almost like it was meant to be, that how that came to fruition. It was just something special. I told the group of parents that are here to support us that they were a special group, and to be able to have them come through and deliver and prove me correct was just the way it should have ended. It really was.
What do you say to this group when they're down? What did you tell them after that first game?
Just told them they can do it. I wanted, the main thing is they're kids, and I wanted them to enjoy the experience that they had. So there was no yelling, no saying, you guys did terrible. It was just, hey, it's one more game, now we're just going to have to do it the hard way. And like Coach Scott back here said, he goes, hey, this is going to make for a much better story. You do it this way.
It really did.
Yeah. There wasn't a real need for pick-me-ups here and there and stuff, The kids did a phenomenal job of encouraging themselves throughout that tournament. I was just a puppet head there. This group did everything for me. They did everything they needed to do, and that's what, like I said, it's just a good group of kids. And I know people say that when you're winning, but I said that about that group before they started winning, and that's when you know things make a difference.
Any home runs in the game?
Only against us. One against us.
You really did do it the hard way.
Yes, we did. A couple of our kids were trying for them, but never quite happened. But hey, we put the runs up when we needed to and stuff. So it was, including our MVP back here, who was, if you know anything about baseball, to go 15 hits out of 23 at bats. It's pretty impressive. With a combined footage of what, 85 feet. It was, yeah, phenomenal group. I know I keep repeating myself, but phenomenal group of kids. And I'm sure the parents and people that see it can kind of agree with that. You know, not just because their child is playing, but they've commented on how well the rest of the group gets along. So.
Well, we're certainly proud as a county and as county commissioners of what you've accomplished. So appreciate you coming here and sharing
Sure.
today. Thank you.
You bet.
Reading those off. And
Sure thing. Here's the good part now. I'm off the spotlight. All right, let's see what we got here. First one, Albert Rodriguez.
Albert, shake your hand, congratulations.
You're gonna have to put up with us now.
Scott Harvey, scorekeeper. Like I said, special to get to see him win this title.
Thank you, Scott, congratulations.
Just like we played it.
Just like we planned it.
Always have a plan, gentlemen.
Those are my coaches. Lance Mardernis. Mr. MVP himself, Cameron Freeman. I know this isn't as special because you don't get to celebrate it with the love of your life, but Jeremy Seifert. I'm kind of glad that this one's not here. No, I'm just joking. Nick LaFoe.
That looks like an all-star shirt.
That's a nice shirt.
Good Nate. Nate Brightbill. This one hurts. Jobu Lewis Pinales. Don't hurt yourself coming up here. Derek Perez. Keep talking to a minimum Sonny Cabrera. Juicy Julian Goldman. Come on. You're not awake. Oh, Braden Allwine. Bad Nate Cortez. He came back from a vacation early to get here too. I think that's what we got. The other couple are not here right now, those ones, and then my assistant coaches, so.
We didn't miss it.
You guys all make Lebanon County proud.
I think you got, all of you got one?
Thank you very much.
Did you want a name?
My name right now. What would you like, Mr. Commissioner? What do you need to do?
What?
I don't see what's
Are we missing? We didn't miss that.
Oh, you want me to read off the
Just
names?
read off.
Oh, the ones that are not here. Do that.
The ones that aren't here are Raylan Pena, Frito, phenomenal pitcher. Zach Dahmer Grumbine, future serial killer. Josh Spiro, probably the class clown that was on that group there as the lifeguard. And Jeremy Junior Boers. Mom basically photographed the entire thing, so we didn't get it all on live action film, but with all those pictures, it's pretty much strung together as such. And I have some assistant coaches here. Jerry Coleman, Julian's father, and then Brad and Greg Kreiser, my first and third base coaches. Like I said, unfortunately, they're at work right now, but I appreciate all of you that did come out. I do want to thank you guys for recognizing them. It means a lot that the community accepts of what they did and honors and stuff. If you drive up through Lebanon, Mr. Freeman here was pretty much instrumental in getting that done, but we have a lot of the businesses here. We're more than happy to put signs up on the boards throughout Coleman Park, Ace Hardware, Laudermilk's Meats, the mall has one up now, Ebersol, Rita's Ice, and Dairy Queen and Altmeyer, I know for sure, and Extreme Electronics, getting a little shout out for them yet too. So all those groups had it out for them, so I appreciate everything everyone's done for us.
To let
Thank
you know
you.
what kind of company you keep, the last sporting person I can remember that we honored here that actually came to a meeting or the facility here was Olympian Jamie Gray, and there was another Olympian, she got maybe a bronze, and I can't think of her name right now, but that was very special. So you guys, maybe you'll make it to the Olympics one day.
Don't forget the little people that got it.
Yeah, then come back.
All right. Is that what you have for us?
That's it.
Thank you.
Very much.
Um,
Thank you.
Hopefully this does.